The third power is that she has Herculean strength, and she runs like the wind. This is a famous running scene. It's animated too well. Kaguya hears the men at the banquet saying, "Let us see Kaguya, maybe she's ugly," and runs out of the mansion in rage. We kind of think this expresses the feeling of a cornered woman, but hold on. It's not really that. It's this scene. When the men go, "Okay, let's go take a look." Kaguya is enraged. After that, she goes, "No." Then the scene suddenly becomes a wide shot. Kaguya was playing a shell-matching game. It's like the game Concentration. After she gets mad, she breaks the shell, which seems like a natural reaction. But if you see the storyboard, it says the shell is supposed to be too strong to break. It means that humans couldn't break it, but she can. So the right caption for this scene should be, "Are you talking about Kuririn?" Then she finally turns into Super Kaguya. After that, she takes off her kimono and leaves the room. But while she does that, she knocks down 2 sliding doors. You can easily miss those details. Then she breaks a firmly locked door, so she's obviously beyond human. She uses her supernatural power and dashes into the mountain. I really like this scene. Oops, upside down. This scene is so well made. When she runs through the mountain, the moon is out again, and we see Kaguya in rage. First, Kaguya is just running, but eventually she leans forward, then she gets down on her hands and feet. You may not notice it if you see the scene in a flow, but if you pause and examine each cut, you can tell that she's running on her hands and feet at the end. It means that she's turned into a beast. She's probably still a human, but she's running like a werewolf. So, Kaguya, with her greatest power, can break things humans can't break. Then, run like an animal, which is impossible for humans. A fairy tale would treat a scene like this as sentimental, but this one is more real. Next. Her ability to play instruments and weave. Kaguya always hated Lady Sagami's harp lessons. However, when her father arrives, she suddenly starts playing the harp well. Her ability to play instruments is enhanced when she's seen by a man. But her machine weaving skills never improve. That's because the old man is always with Kaguya. So many of Kaguya's abilities are enhanced when there are men around her. You can tell that by looking at each scene. But Takahata directed them so that only the people who look carefully could tell. That's a typical Takahata film. Kaguya learns how to play the harp instantly. I call this scene Moon Crystal Power Makeup. I'm like, what? So you could do anything under the moonlight? Then, the ability to turn transparent. The Emperor visits Kaguya at her mansion. If you see any scene where the Emperor comes out, there is always a dragonfly. Only in his scenes, though. Like when he enters Kaguya's room. I first thought they were there to emphasize the fall season. But there is a symbolic meaning to it. Dragonfly shares the same Chinese characters as Akitsushima, an old term for the main island of Japan. And there's a description on Kojiki, or the records of ancient matters, that Japanese islands were formed when dragonflies mated. The dragonflies in the anime symbolize that the emperor is so ready to have sex with Kaguya. Takahata once again expects all Japanese people to get the message. Okay, I enjoy it, Takahata, but that's too much to ask. Not only this movie, but any of Takahata's films. Like Grave of the Fireflies, Only Yesterday, and My Neighbors the Yamadas. All of his works require us to study it intensively, like I do in order to enjoy it. In the questionnaire earlier, 50% of you chose, it wasn't fun to watch. That's because we see Takahata's movies like we see other Ghibli movies that are fun to watch. Since Miyazaki holds himself responsible for his movies being fun, Takahata, on the other hand, doesn't. Instead, he holds himself responsible for his movies being authentic. If Miyazaki is Disneyland, Takahata is Gothic architecture. You shouldn't go to a shrine and expect Disney. Then you'll simply be disappointed. I mean, of course, you won't find any rides there. But we usually expect fun in anime. That's how we end up only analyzing superficial themes and lines. Then you appreciate his animes less. You have to do more to fully appreciate them.